going on? Kyle Krieger here, and my special guest today is
Matt Dempsey.
Oh. He's a psychotherapist that lives in LA. He is an expert on what we're talking about today, which is sex and relationships. I'm not an expert. He also is another YouTube creator. Yeah. We also did a video on his channel that make sure you guys check out. The link below after the video, of course, because we want you to watch. Well, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Okay, let's get started with the first question. How do you handle a significant other trying to pressure you into physical behavior you're not comfortable with?
You just have an open, honest conversation about it, and you just be direct. Tell your partner that, like, you don't want to do whatever it is that you don't want to do it.
Yeah, like if they're trying to fist you, just be like, I'm not into it. I like my butt to be the size that it is.
Just like 3 fingers.
What are your thoughts on couples that meet online? Like a few years ago, it was like really taboo and I would be really uncomfortable telling people. And now I really don't care as long as you're not getting catfished, which has happened to me. I was in a year-long relationship with someone who wasn't even real.
A year?
Oh, it's so embarrassing.
I'm not trying to shame you about this, but I'm just curious. How did it happen for a year?
I fell in love with this guy on MySpace. I was newly sober and
looking for love.
Looking for love, desperate for love and attention. Still am. I would send him videos. He would send me back like nothing, and he would make up all these lies, like a catastrophe would happen like every time we planned to meet up or every time we wanted to like hang out or something. And finally my best friend Robert was like shaking me like, girl, he's not real.
What's the question again?
Anonymous asked, I'm not unattractive or awkward, I would say. I just get really self-conscious about sex and relationships. How do I open myself up to flirting and possible love?
Just like be easy on yourself. It's an uncomfortable thing for everybody, no matter what. I think everybody has this ideal that if you look a certain way or if you act a certain way, you're fine and you've got it and nobody's uncomfortable.
I definitely feel like I have a fear of intimacy and that I'm really scared of too. I get approached by people, but my first reaction is to like shut down and hide and be in the corner at a bar. And I just have social anxiety and I freak out and I just like go home alone. I'm like, oh God. And then I'm like, how am I ever gonna meet someone if I'm so scared to actually talk to someone?
Or what have you done?
Here I am, single, living with my roommate, with my dog. Forever alone. How do you think social media impacts relationships and or breakups?
For somebody who's on so much social media too.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm really lucky that my ex doesn't have any social media. So I feel like that is a luxury that I was given.
It can be difficult. I think even when you're still in the relationship with somebody, it's easy to look at their stuff and see what they're posting, maybe get jealous about what they're posting, or how many people are liking their pictures or their comments as compared to yours. It can kind of like easily fall into that, competition. I don't know. I think one thing too, you kind of know who you're going to be dating, right? Like before you meet them, you always kind of like check out their like Facebook profiles or their Instagram or whatever.
Can you imagine what people think about dating me? They look at my profile.
Well, that's on them and their beliefs.
Yeah.
Right?
They're like, this narcissist.
So, whatever though, but you know what you're gonna get, you know what I mean? So if you start dating somebody, you know what you're getting, so you can't actually, kind of jump down their throat.
Any advice on how to deal with a guy who is hung? He's about as big as a can of Rockstar, and I want to date him, but sex with him is hard.
Deep breaths.
Yeah, yeah, lots of lube.
Like, those are legit answers to this question. And also, make sure you feel comfortable with them. You have conversation with them a little bit before anything even happens. You have to be in that space. If you're not, your body's not gonna respond in any other different way than how you're feeling. So you have to be a little bit relaxed.
And you're really tense and tight, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yes.
I'm not speaking from experience. What is your opinion on monogamy? It seems as if open relationships in the gay community are standard now. When I was 23, I used to think that open relationships were cheating. I was really judgmental about it. I thought these people were ridiculous. And now I care less what other people do in their relationships.
Yeah.
If it works for them, then great.
I used to actually feel really judgmental about it too, I remember, and thinking why are all these guys trying to have their cake and eat it too? But same thing. I kind of tend more towards monogamy myself, but I still have a real openness to it, and it absolutely is something that comes with age. When you start to let go of kind of this fantasy idea about what a relationship is supposed to be, and start opening up to what it can be, and that's going to be something different for everybody.
Glad you're here. I've been dating this guy for about a month now, and I really like him. However, he's just told me that he's HIV positive. Is a relationship between us realistic? And what do you think about PrEP? Matt actually has a specialty in this.
So I worked for Gay Men's Health Crisis. It's the first HIV/AIDS organization in the world, and so that's where I did a lot of my training.
I've actually dated people who have the same HIV status for me and a different HIV status than me. And in the beginning, when I was younger, I was very ignorant towards this and I was really scared. As I got older, I have a much more open mind and educated mind about that this is a totally safe relationship. We need to remove the stigma.
And I think that's really a good point too about fear equals the stigma and all that. So absolutely, you can totally have a relationship with somebody who is called serodiscordant. It's a fancy word of just being like a negative and positive person who are together, and you totally can. I'm not trying to be a saint because even with as much education as I can have, I still can feel myself sometimes kind of getting clammed up around like this question. That's how powerful stigma is. If you're with somebody who is positive and they're on medication for HIV, you can actually get your viral load so low that it's undetectable. So if you're dating somebody who's positive and they're on medication and their viral load is undetectable, you're gonna be good. You can also then be on PrEP. PrEP's really great. PrEP is actually an HIV medication that you can take when you're negative, and so when you take it, it significantly reduces the likelihood that any HIV is gonna be contracted. So if you're on PrEP and your partner is on HIV medication, then it's near impossible for you to contract HIV. And then also you can be wearing condoms too. So there are so many preventative measures.
Great. Well, that was such a good question. I'm so happy that you asked that because that is so important. Okay guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. It was so much fun. Me and Matt filmed a video. It's gonna be on his channel. His channel is Matthew J. Dempsey for YouTube. And also you can follow him on Instagram and Twitter at
MJ Dempsey Psych.
There you go. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Kyle Krieger Hair. That's it. So thanks so much for tuning in guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.